Today, we're diving into the 2024 presidential race between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. We'll take you through the polling numbers in every state across the country, highlighting key battlegrounds and safe zones for both candidates. And what might it mean for election night? Let's get started. Texas. Texas is a reliable red state where Donald Trump leads Kamala Harris by 5 points with 51% of the vote compared to Harris's 46%. With such a strong conservative base, Trump maintains a comfortable margin here. Arizona. Arizona is a crucial battleground where Trump leads with 48% compared to Harris's 46%. This 2-point difference makes it a toss-up and a state to watch closely on election night. Georgia. Georgia has Trump ahead by just 1.49% to Harris's 48%. Once a solidly red state, Georgia has been trending purple in recent elections, and this close margin reflects that shift. North Carolina. In North Carolina, Trump leads by 2 points, holding 48% compared to Harris's 46%. Like Georgia, this battleground is extremely tight and could swing either way. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is one of the most critical battlegrounds, and it's currently a dead heat, with both Trump and Harris tied at 48%. Every vote will count here, and this state could very well decide the election. Wisconsin. Another battleground is Wisconsin, where the race is also tied at 48%. Harris is showing strength in this Midwest state, which Trump won in 2016, making it another key state to watch. Florida. Florida is leaning more comfortably towards Trump, with him holding a 7-point lead, 51% to Harris's 44%. Florida is a must-win state for any Republican candidate, and Trump's advantage here could prove decisive. Maine. In Maine, Harris leads by 7 points overall, with 48% to Trump's 41%. However, the state is split by districts, and the numbers look different when we break it down further. Maine District 1-inch Harris dominates in District 1, leading Trump by 23 points, with 56% of the vote to Trump's 33%. Maine District 2 inches, however. Trump leads in Maine's District 2 by 9 points, holding 49% of the vote to Harris's 40%, showing the state's split nature. Maryland. Harris is well ahead in Maryland, where she leads Trump by 29 points with 62% compared to Trump's 33%. This is a safe state for the Democrats. Michigan. In Michigan, a key battleground, Harris is narrowly ahead by 1 point with 48% to Trump's 47%. This state will be another crucial one to watch closely on election night. Nevada. Like Michigan, Nevada is also neck and neck with both candidates tied at 48%. This makes Nevada a toss-up where either candidate could pull ahead. New York. New York remains solidly blue, with Harris leading Trump by 16 points, 56% to Trump's 40%. This is a stronghold for the Democrats. New Mexico. Harris holds a 7-point lead in New Mexico with 50% compared to Trump's 43%. While not a battleground state, New Mexico shows solid support for Harris. Oregon. In Oregon, Harris leads Trump by 12 points, 53% to Trump's 41%, a safe margin for the Democrats. Washington State is another Democratic stronghold where Harris leads Trump by 21 points, with 56% of the vote compared to Trump's 36%. New Hampshire. New Hampshire shows Harris ahead by 9 points, with 52% to Trump's 43%. This small state could be crucial for the Democrats in a tight election. Ohio. In Ohio, Trump leads by 6 points with 51% to Harris's 45%. Ohio has been trending red in recent elections and is a key part of Trump's electoral map. Alaska. Trump holds a 7-point lead in Alaska with 50% to Harris's 43%. This state remains solid for the Republicans. California. As expected, California is solidly in favor of Harris, who leads Trump by 25 points, with 59% compared to Trump's 34%. This is a critical state for the Democrats. Minnesota. In Minnesota, Harris leads by 7 points, with 50% to Trump's 43%, showing her strength in the Midwest. Utah. Utah is a solid red state where Trump leads Harris by 16 points, with 54% to Harris's 38%. Massachusetts. Harris is comfortably ahead in Massachusetts, leading Trump by 29 points with 61% compared to Trump's 32%. Tennessee. In Tennessee, Trump holds a strong lead with 56% compared to Harris's 35%, giving him a 21-point margin. Montana. Trump leads by 19 points in Montana with 58% to Harris's 39%. This state remains a safe bet for the Republicans. Virginia. In Virginia, Harris leads by 8 points, with 50% to Trump's 42%. This state has trended blue in recent elections and looks to remain in Democratic hands. Iowa. In Iowa, Trump leads by 6 points with 50% compared to Harris's 44%. Iowa remains a key state in the Midwest for Trump. North Dakota. Trump dominates in North Dakota, where he leads by 27 points with 59% compared to Harris's 32%. South Carolina. In South Carolina, Trump holds a 10-point lead with 52% to Harris's 42%. Indiana. In Indiana, Trump leads by 16 points with 56% compared to Harris's 40%. Indiana remains a reliable red state. Nebraska District 2 inches. Harris leads in Nebraska's 2nd District by 9 points with 51% to Trump's 42%. This district could play a key role in a tight election. South Dakota. Trump holds a commanding lead in South Dakota, where he's ahead by 30 points with 62% to Harris's 32%. Wyoming. Wyoming gives Trump his largest lead with 65% of the vote, compared to Harris's 28%, a 37-point difference. Delaware. In Harris's home state of Delaware, she leads by 18 points, with 55% to Trump's 37%. Colorado. Harris holds a solid lead in Colorado, where she's ahead by 11 points with 53% compared to Trump's 42%. Connecticut. In Connecticut, Harris leads by 16 points with 57% compared to Trump's 41%. Rhode Island. Harris is ahead in Rhode Island by 16 points with 57% to Trump's 41%. Missouri. In Missouri, Trump holds a solid lead with 54% compared to Harris's 42%. Arkansas's Trump leads in Arkansas by 15 points with 55% compared to Harris's 40%. Oklahoma. Oklahoma shows a 16-point lead for Trump with 56% to Harris's 40%. Nebraska. Trump is ahead in Nebraska overall with 54% to Harris's 37%, giving him a 17-point lead. West Virginia. In West Virginia, Trump leads by 27 points with 61% compared to Harris's 34%. This state remains a Republican stronghold. Vermont. And finally, Vermont gives Harris her largest lead with 70% to Trump's 29%, a 41-point difference in this solidly Democratic state.